Happy Tuesday, everyone. Meteorologist Kaylee Bowers here, still tracking Hurricane Milton, as of now a Category 4 hurricane with those wind gusts around 185 miles an hour and moving actually fairly slow, moving east-northeast around 9 miles an hour. And you can see it is expected to make landfall as a Category 3, maybe a Category 2 hurricane late Wednesday into Thursday before moving off the East Coast, and still will be a Category 1 hurricane by the time it moves out into the Atlantic later on this week. So send your thoughts and prayers to everyone in the state of Florida. Now, one of the things we're really talking about with Hurricane Milton, besides those strong winds, is the storm surge. In fact, a good portion of the state of Florida already are in a state of emergency, and many places have been ordered to evacuate. You can see we're forecasting anywhere between about 1 to over 12 feet of storm surge near the Tampa Bay area, going a little further south over towards Sarasota, just north of Fort Myers area. Also seeing some very strong and large storm surge. So if you have loved ones on the Gulf side of Florida, please let them be weather aware and maybe just invite them up to your city, your home, so that way they do stay safe. Again, thoughts and prayers to everyone in the state of Florida, including Chief Meteorologist Chris Vickers. He is helping out our sister station, WTSP, and in fact, that station has evacuated further inland as well too, but Chris will be bringing us updates both on air and online as we prepare for Hurricane Milton and also after Hurricane Milton. So of course, check out his social media for the latest. And Milton has been very interesting. It went from a Category 1 hurricane to a Category 5 hurricane in the span of 18 hours. The only storm that's ever been that quick, back in 2005, Hurricane Wilma went from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in the span of 12 hours. And Hurricane Maria, also 18 hours. And it took about a day for Andrew and Felix to become a Category 5 hurricane. So this has been a very powerful and very strong storm. In fact, just on Sunday evening, it was that Category 1 hurricane with those winds around 80 miles an hour. Right now, around Tuesday, around lunchtime, it has downgraded to a Category 4 hurricane, but still seeing some very powerful winds. And notice that pressure. It has gotten lower, which is something we do not want to see. So as far as Milton's track goes, again, it's going to intensify in the Gulf of Mexico with those warm waters. Expected to make landfall near Tampa, Sarasota, Fort Myers, in this area late Wednesday, early Thursday morning, again as that Category 2, possibly that Category 3 hurricane. It will move further inland, impacting Lakeland, Orlando, Deltona, Lake Mary. Also up towards Jacksonville, Daytona Beach will be impacted. Not near as bad as those on the western half of Florida, but eventually moving back out to the Atlantic, still as that Category 1 hurricane. Of course, we can keep you updated as we continue to learn more with Milton. Here in Ohio and Michigan, we will not be impacted from Hurricane Milton at all. In fact, looking and feeling a lot like fall. Seeing those seasonal temperatures in the upper 60s and the low 70s with lots of sunshine. And you notice the sunrise this morning? First off, it was beautiful when it eventually happened. Our sunrise this morning around 7:40 and our sunset this evening 7:04. In just a few days, our sunset will be after or before 7 p.m. It's that time of year. And also it's going to be a cool night tonight as those lows dip back down to low 40s by tomorrow morning. So kids, you definitely want that jacket for the bus stop for tomorrow. At least it will be dry. Lots of sunshine throughout the entire day and seeing those temperatures in the upper 60s and the low 70s. So things continue to be sunny, comfortable, on and off clouds and clear skies for this afternoon, but a cool start to the day for tomorrow morning as we will dip back down to the low 40s. It's still too warm for frost, but definitely going to be cool for the morning commute tomorrow, eventually warming back up to those 60s and those 70s by tomorrow afternoon with another round of clear blue skies. But we'll see these cooler temperatures once again by Thursday morning. Again, this is around the time that Milton will have made landfall in Florida. We're not seeing anything like that here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. I have good news though. The pollen count looking pretty nice, sitting at that low level for the next 4 days. And remember, our latest drought monitor comes out every Thursday morning, so things haven't changed since last Thursday, but we are seeing just a little bit of some improvement, but still not the best conditions in eastern and southern Ohio. Still tracking some very dry conditions, and we are rain free for the next 5 days. But something that is exciting, you have the chance once again to catch those northern lights later on tonight and even a little bit early tomorrow morning. You can see looking pretty nice at that KP index sitting around a 7. So of course, send in your photos to the WTOL 11 weather app. We would love to showcase them both on air and online, sitting again between a 6 and a 7, so looking pretty fair. And as far as our air quality index goes for today, it's at that moderate level. We're at around 65, so if it's acceptable. If you have that minor sensitivity, we just want you to be aware. Lots of sunshine being out on the lake for today. However, that water temperature will be in the mid to upper 60s, and seeing those air temperatures in the 60s. And as far as the waves go here on Lake Erie, about 2 feet or less, with a slight breeze coming out of the west around 5 to 10 knots. So today, seasonal temperatures exactly 69 is what we're forecasting. And that's what we're going to be for this Tuesday afternoon. Low 70s for tomorrow, mid 60s by Thursday. Right now, Friday will be the warmest spot, right around 65 degrees. But cooler temperatures are on the way for the middle of October. In fact, will be below average for a good portion of next week. However, those above average temperatures will return eventually. And as far as rainfall goes, still tracking some very dry conditions all across the country. But we still definitely welcome the rain here in the Midwest. So today we are seeing some seasonal temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. In just a week, our average high will be dipping back down to the mid 60s, and we'll be back to the 50s and eventually the 40s before we know it. And I know a lot of people have been asking, what about the leaves changing? Typically here in Ohio and Michigan, the leaves will start to change early, even late October, just depending on where you are. But for us here in Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan, still have about a week or so before we start to really see those vibrant colors. In fact, what we're seeing right now across the country, out in the Rockies, they are past peak for the most part. But here in Ohio and Michigan, you can see we're sitting at that low color. But if you travel over towards the Akron area, Youngstown, right along the Ohio-Michigan border, even down towards Athens, Hocking Hills, seeing just a little bit of that moderate color. But this will be changing again within the next several weeks. If you love all this information, you can have it sent directly to your devices. Just search WTOL 11 Weather in the App Store. It's a free download, and it's compatible with Apple and Android. And there's so much wonderful information, from your interactive radar to your hour-by-hour forecast to your extended forecast, plus video sent from us here on the weather team directly to your devices. So go check that out. Our holiday countdown, we have 23 days until Halloween, 26 days until daylight saving time, 51 days until Thanksgiving, just a little over 7 weeks until Turkey Day. But then the first day of winter, we are 74 days away. It is definitely looking and feeling a lot like the beginning of October, seeing those temperatures in the upper 60s with lots of sunshine and then plenty of sunshine for the rest of the week. And we'll continue to see those temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. Right now, that next best chance for rain, not until Sunday and Monday. Now, this is not anything related to Milton at all, but just a little bit of rain for the end of the weekend and the beginning of next week. And how about this? Seeing those temperatures slightly cooler next week in the low 60s. Have a great rest of your day.